All right, how's it going, guys? Today, as you can see, we're back in the backyard working on the 135. But as you guys can see through the title of the video, we're putting on some new turbos. Yeah, so it's early in the morning, as you can see.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Early in the morning, because this is a pretty big job. It's gonna take quite a while. So I'm just gonna do a quick run through in case like you want to do some turbos too. I got these off of eBay. Yes, they are eBay turbos. 17Ts, 6x6 from Viv. Only reason I got them from Viv is because 0 to 60, I guess, had a good experience with these Viv ones, and I guess they're just the more known Chinese turbos because they're actually by a brand. That's why I got these Viv inlets as well. You can see. So they actually put their name on their things, which makes them look kind of good, because I did get those inlets because the ones I did get from eBay that are non-branded just don't fit as good as I'm guessing these will. Quick little demonstration right here. I've seen like the VRSF ones and they look more like this little elbow right here, but as you can see, these Chinese ones are like really off, like they're more back here. But yeah, and overall they come with all this hardware right here, which the other Chinese ones didn't. So they come with a little stem right there in case you just want to block it off. Really nice of them. But yeah, these are the turbos. I already made a separate video, or maybe I'll make another video just explaining these and the condition. But I mean, just a quick little rundown. They look really good. I mean, they are cast iron instead of I think it's like stamped stainless steel or something. So they're cast iron to get a little hotter or something. Wastegate is okay. I mean, it's not bad. You see. So I mean, overall they're pretty good for the money. I'm not gonna be making that much power. I'm looking for maybe like 500. I'll be good. Something modest because it is my daily driver. And a few other things we have here. And I'm just gonna go basically over what I got and what you'll be needing to make sure these go on good. You could do some shortcuts, but this is what I did. So these right here come with the turbos, but I bought a separate kit, which you're gonna have to do if you want to do it right. You have to buy these studs and new nuts, and new gaskets, obviously, O-rings, gaskets. I am replacing the lines overall, so I might not need some of these O-rings. But quick little demonstration right here. These are good right here, gaskets for the manifold. Now these are the Chinese ones. Now I would not recommend using these Chinese ones, which usually come with the turbos, because of one reason, is that they're a lot thinner. As you can see, there's a bit of a gap. There's a bit of difference, obviously, and there's also a bit of a difference like thick wise. So I would not use the Chinese ones, although I haven't seen too many bad reviews about them. But either way, I went with the ECS, I think I got these from, or Bimmer World. I forgot which one I got them, but there was like a $200, almost $300 kit, whole turbo install kit. And on top of that, the other box we got here are all the oil lines. I'm still waiting for the coolant lines to come, but these are all the oil lines, the inlets, the outlets, I mean the drains, everything. I got, oh yeah, so I got these from Bimmer World, as you can see. They sent some nice stickers. Oh yeah, and they also sent some of these, which is cool of them. So these are all the oil lines you're gonna need. Rain's a good brand. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think there was one BMW in here. I'm guessing Rain doesn't make it. It was around here somewhere. Yeah, this one right here. You see BMW. This is the oil outlet. So yeah, overall you always want to replace these because this could cause your turbos to smoke, especially the drain ones. And either way, the car has 100,000 miles, so you should replace them. They are a bit pricey. They're about $200 for the whole kit, but then again, you're already in there, might as well replace them. Another thing we got, this is a bit separate from the turbo install. I did get an update. I guess they came out with an updated low fuel pressure or fuel pressure sensor, which is this right here. So this right here is a low pressure sensor. I guess it's an updated version. I was having some issues where the car would randomly shut off and say low fuel pressure. Turns out it was a bad E85 mix because I was blended, I guess. But this was one of the things you should do just for, I guess, maintenance and reliability wise. This is an updated part number. And yeah, you need some like special adapter to fit it on there. But I got this all from FCP Euro. Same thing with this. This is for the water pump. And then same thing with these because mine are all rusted up. These are for the downpipes, clamps, obviously. And yeah, there's some oil. I just changed this oil, funny enough. I just changed the oil on it. I had 5W30. And I think that's why they started smoking even more. Because I was running, but I went with 540 this time. Just because, I mean, the car has 100,000 miles. And I looked up Turbo Labs America. Shout out to that dude. That dude has a lot of good information. He always recommends not going less than 1030. And if anything, always go with some 540. But yeah. Hopefully these turbos like the thicker oil. I mean, it's not that big of a difference, but Liqui Moly is a good oil. So we got the filter, oil, and that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and I also got this right here. This is a E85 sensor. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's from Spool Performance, as you can see. So it basically just tells you exactly how much E85 is on there via Bluetooth, as you can see. Ethanol content analyzer. So this basically goes teed into your original fuel system, and it'll tell me exactly how much E85 I have, just so I don't run into the problem where my car just randomly starts misfiring because of my E85 being off. Like I have the wrong E85 in there. But yeah, we're gonna put all this pretty much inside the car either today or by tomorrow because it is a pretty big job. I at least want to put the turbos in today, and then maybe the E85 analyzer maybe tomorrow or a different day. But today's video mainly is going to be on these turbos and installing them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Only thing I'm waiting for is the coolant lines, which should come today, later on today, so that should be good. But in total, I want to say it's maybe a good 3,000 in total. Like just to put an example, these oil lines were about 200, almost 300 bucks. The coolant lines were about another 300 bucks. So just that alone was $600. And then the turbos were like 1,200 because I got the inlets with them. These were another 200. So it's just basically 800 bucks on gasket and lines. That was just basically $800. So the turbos were another 1,000. So I want to say maybe a good 2,000, maybe almost getting to 3,000 for everything. Not including that because you don't really need that, but that was another like $200, $300. But yeah, so in total, we'll just round it up to a nice $3,000 for everything. But then again, this will make it reliable because we're putting new lines, new gaskets, and I mean these should last pretty long as long as you don't run them at like 20 something psi all the time. I mean, this should be okay, I guess. At least that's what 0 to 60 said. We'll see about that. And yeah, so let's get started. Alright guys, so before we put these turbos in, we're gonna make sure the wastegate is set properly. I mean, these are Chinese turbos and they do have marks right here saying that they adjusted them or whatever, but we're just gonna verify. So stock turbos usually close at around 6 inches of mercury, or just basically 6 or 7 more or less, and we can see that the wastegate is not, yeah, it's not really shut all the way, and the more we give it, the more it should shut. So let's give it, that's like 8 right there. As you can see, it still spins quite a bit, which that means it's not shut completely. Give it one more pump. And right there, yeah, right there is shut right there. So we're off by quite a bit. As you can see, 5, we're almost at 10. So it's off quite a bit. So to adjust that, we just shorten the length of this rod right here. But I'm not really buying this gauge right here. This is a really cheap gauge. So I did get this one from OTC, and I'm going to somehow put it in line to be this my gauge now, just to make sure it's accurate, because this is I can really believe this because this is OTC, good brand. So I'm gonna put a T in here and make sure and verify that the pressure is good. Okay, so I just verified something right now. So as you can see, this gauge says that it's at almost 10, but the really good one clearly says we are at 6.5. And as you can see, it is flush. It's actually close. Well, actually, it needs a little more. It's supposed to be right at 7 is when it's supposed to be completely shut, which it kind of is, yeah. So that turbo is good. Like I said, this is a really cheap thing. This is like $20. It wasn't really meant to actually measure. I mean, you can measure leakage like this, but actual numbers, I would suggest getting like a official vacuum gauge. 6 right there. Let's check it out. Looks like we are shut already. Yeah, it's pretty shut right there. I mean, it does spin a little bit, but yeah, it does spin a tad bit, which is normal because at 7 is when it's supposed to be completely shut. And yeah, it's completely shut. Completely is shut. So, as you can see, those are the Viv turbos. So that's a really good point for them already. I've seen videos where other people get other turbos and they're like off. One is good, one is not good. So we just verified right now that they're both good. Like I said, we ended up using a separate gauge, which is the same thing because I mean it's just a vacuum. It's not like it loses a little bit of pressure. I don't think it's a coincidence that it went right on the dot with the measurements. 7 it was completely shut. 6 it was right there shut. So I'm gonna go and say that these are good. The wastegates are good. They're actually adjusted really good. See, I didn't touch them. So yeah, they're good out the box, which is a good point for them. That's why I said the Viv ones are pretty good out the box.